Melissa. Happy Monday. I am here with a fun little quick and easy Halloween project. Today we are going to use two different color heat transfer vinyls on the same design, and we're going to cut them all at the same time. So it's going to be really critical that we set up our design in Silhouette Studio in a way that it also works using the grid lines on our cutting mat. Okay, so we want to make sure that we use the two different colored designs in Silhouette Studio and put those same HTVs on the mat using the same grid lines. Okay, also you will be happy to know I have my friend CAMEO 3 back. So we are not going to say CAMEO 4 today. We have put that aside for today and are using CAMEO 3, and we are gonna have fun, right? Okay, cool. All right, so this project obviously works on all of the different machines, whether you have a portrait, a CAMEO 1, 2, 3, 4, even a Curio, you could do this, okay? All right, so here goes. So what we have in Silhouette Studio, I will just show you from my design area. This was all one design, okay? It is a Halloween design that I've obviously already ungrouped. This piece down here is going to be cut in white. This piece up here is going to be cut in orange. And the reason that I've separated it is because I want to be able to cut them at the same time. All I did was ungroup. Jerry's asking, why did you put your CAMEO 4 aside? I just put it aside for the simple fact that about 99.9% of people right now don't have a CAMEO 4, and I don't want you guys thinking that this is stuff that can only be done with that. And I also don't want you to think that I've put aside all my other machines because there's a new toy in town, right? Okay, so we are focusing on all of the machines, and this obviously just focuses on a technique that can be applied to everywhere. So we're going to go back to CAMEO 3 for right now. I can pull my CAMEO 2 out tomorrow if you want. I got my old reliable portrait. Well, actually, I gave my portrait to Blake because he's been using it. But that's what we're going to do. So because what you can see, and I can do this real quickly, in my software, what you want to do from the page setup panel is pull the reveal slider all the way to the one side so that you get these squares. So these grid lines also are the same grid lines that you have on your cutting mat, okay? So what you can see is that the orange part of the design is going to cut up here, and I need to make sure that I have white down here. So I haven't done that part yet because I wanted you guys to do it with me. All right, so I'm going to pull you down here so you can see. Okay, I'm going to turn this to the side for a second. So my mat is going to be loaded in this way. So this is where the orange part of the design is going to go. Excuse me. And I just need to make sure that I am covering blocks 11 and 12 all the way to block 6. So 6 is over here. So I need to be making sure that I'm covering all these. Now, if you're looking at my mat wondering why this mat has so many grid lines, it is a cutting mat that came with the CAMEO 4, which will work in the other machines as well, but they have 1/4 inch grid lines as well, okay? All right, so this part, it doesn't have to be covering the exact or only the grid lines where you're going to be, the boxes where the white part's going to cut, but it needs to at least be covering them, okay? So I try to make it a little bit bigger. All right, so orange and white, going to cut all at the same time, and when I send that to cut, I'm going to show you what we are going to put this on. All right, so I'm going to just load this in this way. Make sure you load it in the correct way. Okay, I'm using a CBO9 for this heat transfer vinyl. You can use an auto blade, you can use a ratchet blade, or you can't see that, you can use, I'm using CBO9. You can use auto, ratchet if you want, whatever you want, okay? All right, so load. All right, here we go. And now all I'm gonna do, and I'm connected by Bluetooth, is I'm just gonna hit send, and this is going to go, okay? So it will first cut this orange, and then it'll probably go down here and cut the white. It may cut this and then come back and cut one more thing up here. I'm not sure exactly how, it depends kind of on how the design was set up. Okay, so while that's going, I've got a couple of blanks here. If you guys watched my unboxing, well actually Olivia did the unboxing a couple, last week or the week before, of all that All About Blank stuff. These are a couple of the Halloween-ish towels that came. I love this one, but I need something more solid, a more solid design to fit on there, or something that I'm going to do with an offset. So we're not going to use the buffalo plaid today. This white one, because I have white HTV, I'm decided not to use that one. But this black one is perfect, and so I'm going to have the whole design except that one little part in orange, and then that one little piece in white. Now, when we cut multiple colors of heat transfer vinyl, you need to put them on separately, okay? So these are not physically layered, but, oops, somebody's sending me a message. These are not physically layered on top of each other, but it's still considered a layered heat transfer design. So you wanna make sure that you put one piece on first, and I would do that, just tack it down, no more than 3-4 seconds. Peel the carrier off, and then put the second piece down, and you're going to press that for the full 20 seconds. So the first part of the HTV that you ended up putting on there, it is getting the 20 seconds and then the initial 5, so no more than like 25 seconds. You do not want to do too much heat. That will be a problem, okay? I'm gonna make sure I'm not tripping over stuff. So what these are, while this is cutting, let me answer some of your questions. Someone's asking, are these flour sacks? No, these are just towels. These are from All About Blanks. If you guys shop over there, they have a ton of different kinds of towels, well, a ton of different kinds of blanks. They have a lot of towels, but a whole lot of different blanks, all different holidays. They're perfect for heat transfer vinyl, embroidery. I don't know that she's got any sublimation blanks over there, but this stuff these are great quality, okay? So, and they're just already, they come pre-folded. I already actually just pre-pressed that for an iron. So that's that. All right, so this is doing that initial cut, and then we will weave this. I sometimes like to do stuff ahead of time so you guys don't have to sit through this whole process, but I thought this was important for for you guys to see how it's, so now it's cutting the white, okay, and the orange is out the back. I can actually probably peel this off. But before I pull that off, you guys know how I like to do my little test cut, because I don't actually test cut sometimes. I will, and you'll see. I'll pull one little piece out to make sure it has cut correctly, and if it has not, before I unload the whole mat, I'll send it to recut again. But this should be hopefully no problem. All right, we're almost done. And then we are going to weed over on the heat press, because when it heats up, it will help us to weed easier. Okay, so let me see if I can find one little piece that I can pull out. Typically, I look for a letter like an O, all right, and that's how I can tell that that has weeded just perfectly, all right? And now we're ready to unload that. So we will unload that, and now I'm gonna pull you over here to the heat press. Okay, let me get my towel that we're gonna work on. All right, so I'm gonna pull you over here for the heat press so you can see what I'm doing with that, okay? So I actually I'm gonna trim off the excess that I have here so that I'm not pulling excessive amounts of heat transfer vinyl away from my project. And then also this will allow me to save the scrap if I want, and I can use that. Okay, so now we're going over here. And I'm going to weed right on my heat press, and I've got so much stuff. The reason I'm doing this is the radiant heat helps to loosen the heat transfer vinyl and make it easier to come off the carrier sheet, okay? So I don't know if you guys can see what's happening here. My heat press is heated, up to 305 for this easy weed, okay? It's a lot of text, so I gotta take my time. Again, I like to do some of this ahead of time, but because I don't like you guys sitting on here watching me do this. But I'm going to do this today, specifically so that you can see how the whole thing comes together. Okay. Oops. All right. Oops. I got one little piece here. All right. So I think this is a great, just an easy project. If you're looking for a good beginner level project that uses multiple color heat transfer vinyls, this is a good one because the design doesn't actually lay on top of each other where you're worrying about shrinking and, you know, offsetting and knocking out. And this is, you know, this design was already created. It was all created in one color. I made the design decision to use the multiple colors. Just, I thought it would look cool that way. And you have the freedom to do that, to be able to ungroup and do that. And it's pretty easy to do. Okay, so I'm almost done getting all this heat transfer vinyl off of here. Okay, so you can see that all came off in one piece. Now I just need to weed out the excess that I have here. Those of you who are wondering where this design is from, it is from the So Fontsy September bundle, which ends today. I threw the link up there if you're interested in that. There are, I don't know, 150, 200 designs plus some fonts and stuff in there. And it's always, I think this one's like 89 or 90% off. They're always a huge saving. So if you're looking for a good variety of designs, there's some generic, you know, evergreen type designs in there. And then there's also some Halloween stuff, obviously, Thanksgiving, Christmas, some seasonal type things as well. Okay, so let's finish this. And then, and if you, I cannot see comments, so if you're asking me, I can almost anticipate what you're asking me. Someone has probably asked, what is this weeding tool I'm using? This is a weed and pick tool. It is from Glitter Eye Candy. So if you want to go over there, I have, if you also look on the blog, if you just search, you know, best weeding tools or something like that, I think it's best weeding tools. I have a whole blog post on this tool, and then there's a couple other accessories that come that you can get with it, and I just love them. There's some tweezers, there's a paper remover, they're just good quality designs, and you're supporting another entrepreneur, small business, okay? All right, so I'm almost done with this, picking out these weeding this vinyl. You can see I don't want to say I had no problems because that will just jinx me, but this cut and is weeding very nicely. Okay, let's just get the rest of these out of here. Okay, and so if you're wondering why I have this spot, this is where that white piece is going to go that I cut separately, and I'll have to weed that separately. Okay, so I'm going to put this to the side, and now I just need to weed this white one, and then we will be all set, and we'll be able to heat press these. Okay, you could do this on a you could do this with an iron if you wanted. Okay, but a heat press definitely makes it easier. Okay. Woo. Okay. All right. Pull that out. Oh my gosh, I should have picked a design that didn't have so many areas that need to be weeding. I really like, one of my things that stresses me out is when I know you guys are sitting there waiting for me. Okay, so now we are going to press this. So what am I doing? I'm going to use a pressing pillow. This is just a 9x12 heat press. It's good for small projects. I actually do quite large projects on it too. It's just, I have limited space in this area, so I'm using this heat press. Now, I'm using a pressing pillow. This will allow me to get a full pressure press on there, even if I have seams and different things like that. So the first thing, like I said, that I want to do is put this orange one on here. And what I'm going to do is press this for 5 seconds, no more than 5 seconds. You want to use a Teflon sheet to cover. And after the 5 seconds, ooh, I need to loosen this. After the 5 seconds, that'll be tacked on there, okay? We can peel that carrier sheet off. And then I'm just going to place the white one on there. Now, why wouldn't I put the white one on at the same time as the orange? Because what you would have had then is like this. And that white piece would be stuck under there, that white carrier sheet. So you can't do that, okay? So you just want to make sure that you do it this way. And now I'm going to do a full 20-second press. Just make sure the whole thing's under there. Okay. And this will press the whole thing. So again, the orange is now getting a total of 25 seconds, but it's not too much that it'll cause it to shrink or cause any other problems. And actually, like I said, this is a good beginner level multicolored design because it's not physically layered on top of each other. Okay? All right, so as soon as this is done, then we'll just peel off that carrier sheet and we'll be all done. All right, can you see this? Okay. There we go. And that is all there is to it. I've got some alerts coming up. So there we go. So that is all there is to it. Super cute. I love the orange and black right on this little black. I mean, the orange and white on this black towel really pops off of there. And that's it. All right. There you go. Okay, so someone's asking, Jerry's asking, I'm confused about the CBO9. So the CBO9 is just a blade that has, the angle of the blade is at a different, it's at a different angle than like your ratchet or your auto blade. And so it slices through the vinyl at a different angle, which gives you a nicer cut. It will be similar, I believe, it'll be similar to the craft blade. Okay, that'll be coming out for the CAMEO 3 and the CAMEO 4. All right? So that's that. I use it almost exclusively for vinyl and heat transfer vinyl. I don't use it for paper. I don't use it for any other materials. It's great for the vinyls. Okay? All right, guys. I hope you have a fabulous day. There you go. All right. Which blade did you use today? Yes, today I used my this one, the CBO9. It's actually, I think, a knockoff. But anyway. All right. Someone's asking, is this towel for show or can it be used? Yeah, it can for sure be used. And ask my husband how many towels we have. We have a lot of towels because they're quick and easy and small. I can keep these, you know, a lot of these and do lots of different demos and stuff on them. And they don't take up a lot of room. And then I can use them in my own house or gift them or, you know, whatever we want to do. Okay? All right, guys, have a fabulous day. I'll see you soon.